I'm just gonna test it out.
Take one.
Take one.
Are you ready for Fredy?
I am ready for Freddy.
Damn, that was crispy, man.
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the first interview for HumanBeatBox.com. Today we have Fredy Beats, the two-time Spanish beatbox champion, joining us. Welcome, Fredy. Thanks for coming on to our show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So how was it? How was the Spanish champs? What was going through your mind? Like, how crazy was it over there in Spain?
Well, it was really sick because this year Marcus organized really well, and everything was on time and well put together. Also, the videos are really good quality, and I'm very happy about it. In the event, I was feeling a bit sick. I was feeling a bit ill the first days because I travel a lot, and then I didn't feel really good. But yeah, I felt well when I was on the stage. I guess the adrenaline and the hype, make me forget about it and just give everything,
That's
was
crazy.
pretty cool.
That's crazy. You're two-time Spanish champion and you were sick. So what do you think set yourself apart? And what do you think was like the X factor and the main reason why you were the Spanish champion this year?
I don't know. I guess I connect good with my audience, and that's a good factor in beatbox battle. I mean, it's a show business. A beatbox battle is a show business, and the people who organize it's trying to make something out of it. And I don't know, breakdance, they've got kind of Red Bull, and they have big arenas to do this kind of battles, or dancers they have like they use the boot that I'm gonna host the Spanish one this year, and in Paris the final is an arena of a hip hop battle freestyle, and in beatboxing we don't have nothing like that. But what I'm trying to say is I try to improve myself the show to create something like this, or inspire people to get a bit more showmans.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to see how the Spanish community is growing a lot. This year, like you said, it was so well produced. It was so well, like, very professionally organized. So what is your perception of, like, how would you describe the Spanish beatbox scene? Do you think it's still very small, and where do you see it in the next few years?
Well, in Spain this year was record of like people participating. I think it was like 67 or something. So it is growing really fast compared to when I started, and it's like evolving non-stop. Obviously, now that everybody has YouTube and lots of tutorials and lots of different techniques, so every time it gets like faster to get this sound or to get this beat, so people learn really fast, and they have lots of examples how to do it.
Right.
So yeah, I think they're doing good at the moment. The Spanish people is smashing it, to be honest.
So is there anyone in particular you think that we should be looking out for in the next year or so? A Spanish beatboxer?
Yeah, well, I know Seca is gonna jump, and hopefully, like, I would like to see that more, and I will recommend anybody that asks me to push him more in the international scene, because he's a talent that many people don't know about, and he's crazy,
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
I know him because I'm a friend, and I know what he can do.
Yeah. His video for Beatbox Television was amazing. I think one of the best videos of the year. But yeah, Zeka, I agree. He definitely deserves more recognition. But I want to now shift the focus to your career as a beatboxer. So you're in the UK, right? You're based in the UK. So what motivated you to make that jump?
I don't know. I guess I was kind of bored in my town. There was always happening the same thing over and over again. I was working in the kitchen 24/7. I was a chef, and I guess something just clicked in my head, and I said I want to try something. I was beatboxing like part time on the weekends and having some jobs and some gigs in different places in my town in
Yeah.
Valencia, and I don't know. I decided to go. I had a friend there and a coach, you
Mhm.
know, and and that's it. You know, I decided to go there and try.
Are you beatboxing full time now, or do you have like a job on the side, or are you a full
Yeah,
time
Well,
performer?
when I came here, I started to work as a chef. I was in a restaurant. Then I was in another one. And then I started to meet people from the UK community. You know, people like Contrix, that he was basking at the day and making the living out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, "Man, you should buy a speaker."
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You know,
Mhm.
because you know, I see, I can make my living like this. Maybe if people like it, I can continue doing it."
Yeah.
I just bought my speaker with the money I made in the kitchen and try the first times. I see like I can make some money and I can enjoy myself more and have more time to prepare other stuff or to be worried about other things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept doing it, you know, and that was like 3 years ago.
Wow.
So it's been a while. Not everything is how you want it to be, you know. Not every time is like how you expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds fun, but it's also like kind of the opposite when you need it the most and you cannot do it because of police or because of bad regulations or because whatever it happened in the moment. You know, you never know because you're in the street. So,
Yeah.
but normally it's positive. You know,
Hmm.
if I go to work, when I was back then in the kitchen, if I go to work, then when I finish my shift, I'm destroyed and I'm like
Yeah.
stressed out and like I just
Yeah.
I cannot sleep. You don't want to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just really bad. And when I go to work
Mm-hmm.
beatboxing, I come back happy. You know,
Huh.
and that was the difference
Mm.
of everything. Like come back happier than when you went to work.
Do you still have interest in food? Are you still cooking? And like, is that your passion?
Yeah, I I cook all the time, and I study to be a chef. You know,
Oh,
but
okay.
I guess it wasn't my career, you know, too much for me. And
Yeah.
I love cooking, I still do, but
Mhm.
for my family and my friends,
Okay.
not just for the rich people, you know,
For
not just
people.
who can afford it.
Yeah. So what is your signature dish? What is your best dish that you can?
Oh,
Freddy's best dish.
I don't know. I guess I'm good at paella. You know,
Oh yes.
how you call it, English people, paella.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pie
I'm
is
good
so
at it.
good.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to kind of ask you a few questions about your style as a beatboxer. So how did you determine that you wanted to focus on the entertainment and like the showmanship of your beatbox style? Did you just like try a lot of things and just fall onto it, or did you realize that that was
Yeah,
your
well,
strength?
if I look up, you know, who was there back then, and like, I didn't focus on like YouTube stuff. It was more like,
Hmm.
yeah, we all watch Michael Winslow,
Right.
but I was more interested in the stand-up comedy back then,
Hmm.
and the sound effects was a really creative way of doing stand-up comedy. And I'm fan of Mickey McFanton, which is a Spanish comedian, but he's from South America,
Yeah.
and he used lots of sound effects and same as Michael Winslow or Michael Courtemanche from France, which is like a kind of a mime with sound effects. And that was the kind of thing that I always liked. You know, I start with the stand-up comedy only without the sound effects. Then I start to do sound effects, and that was like kind of the creation, you know, of what I wanted to do. I just wanted to keep doing that.
What is your favorite thing about performing and beatboxing on the street?
Uh, my favorite thing, I
Mhm.
always say that, is that I can see the people smile all the time
Hmm.
around. That's
Yeah.
why every time I think, like, if people make me choose, like, between beatboxing or comedy, and I will be like, I love to do beatboxing, I love people enjoy my music, but there is no feeling, like, better than see everybody around you, you know?
Hmm.
If everybody's smiling, then it's just best feeling ever.
I heard that when you do the performances on the street and when you do busk, you draw a huge crowd. But a lot of people have a difficult time performing on the street. So, do you have any advice that you can give for people who are just starting out and who want to perform on the street?
First of all, if you can know the laws of where you are at,
Yeah.
the basking laws, it will be pretty cool thing
Yeah.
to know,
Yeah.
Or you can always say, I don't understand, I'm not from here, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
But that's the first time,
Yeah.
Then myself, I had trouble. I've been in court already with my friend ABH, and it was not really good times, to be honest. But we fought and we did what we could. Explanation. We don't try to take the piss, how they say in England. You know, we wanted to make people's day and try to make the best that we can to make a good show and good performance for the people without disturbing anybody. So it's always hard, and it's always gonna be hard, and there is always gonna be somebody telling you that maybe you are too loud, and maybe you are. Maybe you should think about it and maybe put it less loud and be in harmony with everybody else, because that's how things work at the end of the day.
5 years, where do you see yourself as a beatboxer? Do you see yourself performing in more shows, or do you want to just stay on the streets and keep performing for people?
I would like to do it on the streets less often and do it just for fun instead for a living. I would like to do more like this, because what I'm aiming is to hopefully make a tour and sell out places and travel, and what I think what every performer wants, go to a theater and see that it's full and make a show and live out of it. I'm creating 2 shows, one solo and one with my friend in the Butterfingers, Adrian. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So does that mean you're going to step away from battles now and you're just going to focus on your performances?
I decided this year not to battle. But I'm gonna do one battle this year, because I said I thought it was a good idea, and just for fun I would do it. But I'm gonna rest this year of battling, and I'm gonna concentrate on the show 100%. And if I do a battle, I'm not saying no, because the last time after the Spanish champs, I said I need a break.
Yeah.
It's been too much battle. If I see my videos, sometimes I have the same rounds, or not the same rounds, but the similar stuff. So I don't get to recycle myself and try to get to do more things. I bring a new album of tracks.
Yeah.
So I would like to step out a bit, wait for this year to happen, create my show, write my comedy, which is kind of complicated as well sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm aiming for right now.
So how do you come up with new routines? What is your inspiration, and do you have a process, or do you just practice and maybe see something that sounds good and you're like, oh yeah, let me use this in a routine?
I don't know, my favorite routines that I have happen in weird situations, but always inspired by electronic music, or the moment of party that I was having inspired me to this idea, and then I just thought it would be the best to record it on the phone. I Can't Wait was a track that I did because I couldn't wait, and I just wanted to get out of the party to record the beat outside, and it just came out, the idea, So it's just you never know. But I train a lot of different songs. I also think different, that instead of doing a cover, I do a kind of like a DJ. You can mix different samples and then drop a beat that is yours, but with different samples from other songs or impressions. That is one of my favorite things to do.
But a lot of people struggle to find their own style and find their originality. So I actually asked a lot of beatboxers this year, what is your biggest challenge as a beatboxer? And the majority, about 60-70%, actually said finding originality, and that's like a big criticism that a lot of beatboxers face today. So what are your opinions about the community as a whole? Do you think a lot of beatboxers are losing that, or do you think that we're being a little too harsh on them?
It just depends with who we're dealing. You know, uh, I always say we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and if we do sound effects like the dog, we are making an impression of a sound that we heard already. So it's nothing that is new for us. You know, we just try to imitate as beatboxers every sound that we think that is cool. And for me, it happens that every sound sounds cool, so I try to imitate every sound. That's what happens all the time, you know. And but, and this is the but, you know, if you wanna beatbox seriously, or you wanna like you want people to react, to have this you know, you have to bring something new to the table, because we've seen it. Or if we've seen it already, it's not gonna create this effect, this surprise effect, you know, this punchline, this like energy, and that is the difference, you know, because when you hear something new and when you are original, you go like, oh, you open your eyes and you are like, what was that? You know, you're curious about it. So what makes the difference is like, if you are original, then people will see you. People will hear what you sound like. You know, if you are not, then imagine that everybody have the same voice and the same accent.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody talk the same way. You know, how annoying will that be?
Yeah.
Somebody calls you and you don't know who it is. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just make a difference. You know. We can be all in the herd, you know, and be like sheeps, you know, and be all doing nothing. But if you don't step out, you're not gonna be like free. No. At least find what is your personality, what you wanna be like, or what you are like, you know, and let it out instead of being somebody else. You know, that's how I feel about originality.
Yeah, I think that's really, really great advice, especially for the younger generation. You know, they still have lots of time to discover their style and to discover themselves. So I think one advice that we always give is like, try new things outside of beatbox. Don't always focus on like the battles.
Yeah.
You know, try
Music.
perform on the street. Yeah, it's music.
You know?
It's music. Yeah. So for you, what would you say is your biggest inspiration at the moment? And what motivates you to continue to, you know, level up as a beatboxer?
I think it's like, for me, with beatboxers happen like with music. Sometimes there is maybe one sound that I like, you know, and I just listen for this only sound. It's just weird, because there is many beatboxers that I like, you know, but obviously Tom Thumb for me stepped the game up and is like one of my favorites, and we share this passion about sound effects as well, and I think that makes it even more great about it, you know. The same as Darny, you know, it's people that I look up and I say like, there is like hard work behind
It's awesome, man.
I don't know, many people. Darny, Tom Thumb, Rips, I guess old school Eclipse was my number one, and Faith's Effects as well. Just people that is really musical and that have this, I don't know, this creativity is what we're talking about, this originality, you know, that make them so different. If you listen to Darny with the eyes closed, you will know that it's him. Or
yeah, I think
that's the kind of thing
that takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of
a
lot of new beatboxers only been beatboxing for a few years, but you know, the people like Darny, it's been like 15 years. So like people have to understand it does take time. But one last question that I want to ask you is, you're a very respected figure in the beatbox community. You've achieved a lot, so I think a lot of people want to watch this video and get some insight from you. So what is one piece of advice that you want to give to new generation of beatboxers?
I would like to advise them in so many things, because I think there is so many factors in, like, more than focusing in beatboxing is like what you wanna be. Like, what you gonna be? You gonna be a musician? You gonna be a battler? You gonna be a showman? You gonna do this for a living, or you just gonna do it for fun, or you just gonna create music? I think to find this is something really important of what you wanna do with the beatboxing, you know, and then start to create the difference with it. Now, people that is watching, young guys, there is so many sounds that you can take. There is so many that you can learn from. So many beatboxers, so many videos. Don't get stuck because one thing is the trend, because the trend will go, you know, and then your sound will be what everybody was, you know. So just don't focus on the trend. Focus on what you like, which music you like to do, which music you like to listen. If you like the show, like me, think how you can surprise people, how you can think out of the box and make a difference. Because sometimes I don't consider myself one of the best beatboxers, but I made the difference just by showing that I can make people hype and that I can have a good time and I enjoy myself, and people feel that, so they enjoy themselves, you know?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
You obviously are one of the best beatboxers out there. I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You're a very humble guy. That I do appreciate that too, man. But you guys heard it. Fredy says you have to take the time to invest in yourself and learn about yourself and be patient and try new things. So, Fredy, I just want to thank you so much for taking this time to interview with us. Is there anything that you want to say? Any final words before we leave?
Yes, man. I want to give you a big thank you for trying to make the community so much better and so professional. And just keep doing what you do. And, you know, I hope to meet you because we never met before in person. Yeah. But hopefully soon.
Yeah.
And thank you very much to
thanks so much, Fredy.
all the team in Huma Beatbox, man.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you so much, Fredy.
Damn, that was crispy, man.